everybody, welcome back. My name is Laura. I'm the director of the Wellness Center and Spa, and I have a very special guest with me today. I have Cheryl Patton, who's here visiting via Zoom, who is our lead esthetician at the Vineyards Wellness Center and Spa. Cheryl, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Everybody in the family's well, so I'm counting my blessings. I'm so happy to be here, and I miss everyone so much.
Aww.
I miss work.
I know. I miss you guys all so much, and all of our members. Oh, well, yes. I'm glad that you're doing well and everything's going good, and you guys are healthy and staying safe. I wanted to spend some time today talking to Cheryl with our members so they can watch, just because a lot of members might not know you yet, and you've been with us for a long time, right? How long have you been with the club?
Almost 5 years.
Wow.
Almost 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Almost 4 in the main clubhouse, which was fun. Yeah, it was my opportunity to get to know the people, to get to know the club better, and the transition into the new center was beautiful, and something that I really was envisioning for myself for many, many years when I went to the medical.
I remember when you told me that, because when I came on board, I don't know how many members know this, I came on board about 4 months before we opened. And so I kind of picked up the project, and I really leaned on Cheryl and Sally and Jing to kind of help guide me through some of the things that were being done and some of the things that they wanted to see. And I remember you told me that you had envisioned this wellness center and that this was all coming true. And I was like, oh, it's so great. So nice when those things happen.
There's nothing better than having, an employment that really encompasses everything that you've been professing and believing in your whole life, which is wellness. And, I believe it takes place on multiple layers, mind, body, spirit. So just the fact that, we are there creating health and wellness and happiness. I mean, that is such a huge part of my vision and my life. So
Yeah. And it really is a place where I think when people come in, they feel warm, they feel welcome, and everyone loves being able to come in and know you by name and come to you for advice. And I feel like, as someone who's worked in the hotel industry before, that's one thing that I've loved about the club setting, is that then you get to know your members and you get to know these beautiful people who come in to see you all the time. And I can imagine, as a service provider, how fulfilling that is, because you get to see them so often. You get to see the changes in their skin. You get to see all these wonderful things start to benefit them. So on that note, can you, I know a lot of people know you, you have a great following, but could you maybe talk a little bit about your personal experience and how you became an esthetician and how you got to the Vineyards?
Sure. Well, I was, like I said, I was an optician. I was in the medical world, and that was about a 28-year process for me. I started up north, and I ended up opening up a department, an optical, in Physicians Regional in the clinic. And I remember I would work these 10-hour days, and I'd be on the computer, and my shoulders would be up to my ears, and I'd have these fluorescent lights over, and there was a lot of stress in the hospital setting, but I really loved being an optician. I can honestly say that, because it's kind of like esthetician. You combine product knowledge with anatomy, and you're working on a one-to-one basis with people, and I believe that's always kind of been my stronghold, is just one-on-one, creating relationships, creating those what I call heart connections. And so I used to daydream. I had a lot of friends who were massage therapists, and I used to kind of daydream, like, oh, I just want to be in this room with my essential oils burning or diffusing, and some meditation music. So I kind of created that space inside the clinic of Physicians Regional, and I'd have a lot of doctors and nurses and people that would come in, and they would just kind of like, oh, it just feels so good in here because of the stress. And but I was still stressed, so I developed a friendship with the plastic surgeon and the esthetician across the hallway. And when they decided, a new corporation came in and took over Health Management Associates, who I was working for. When the new corporation came in, they decided to close my optical. So it left me with a severance pay, and I was thinking of massage therapy school because my father was a chiropractor, and I really believe in hands healing. Yeah, I was raised with that type of, love of hands-on healing. So one of the things that I visualized was massage therapy. And I had a lot of friends that said, Cheryl, you're in your 50s. It's really hard on your body. And the esthetician across the hall, I loved her, and I loved hearing about what she did. And she said, why don't you become an esthetician? You'd be really great at it. And lo and behold, I took my severance pay and went to school. And I was
it all worked out.
Oldest one in the class. But, I already knew the anatomy of the eyes and the face muscles and things like that, working for ophthalmology. And so a lot of it just came kind of, very easy for me. Yeah. And my desire to learn.
When I was teaching, my most senior student that came in was 83 years old to learn how to be an esthetician. And her the reason why she wanted to do it was just because she had always wanted to do it, and she was never able to do it because she was raising children. Then she went back to work, and then this was like just her time. She was never going to work in the industry. She just wanted to learn how to do it. So 50
I love that.
Spring chicken.
Yeah. So when I graduated, I went to, of course, Massage Luxe, because as a virgin, you kind of get, that's your first step.
Yeah.
And it's a very cookie cutter, the products are neat. But,
and you get good training, though. They really make sure that you're well trained. So it's a nice way to get a lot of faces, get a lot of experience, and get some great training.
Exactly. Because it's so repetitive that you just get into that groove. And then I went to a plastic surgeon. So I've worked for plastic surgery, and I've worked for dermatology, but the Vineyards has just been the place that I just felt like I knew I was supposed to be there. And that's where I landed. And I'm so in love with the new place too. Not just the people, but the employees were just such a great tribe of a team of people that were friends. It's happy to be there. So that's exactly what I've been looking for. So
good. Well, we're incredibly lucky to have you. I wanted to use some of your brain power for the members so they know. Because a lot of people, I think, they know when they need a massage, and they're like, I'm sore, or I tore a little something, or I'm been playing golf, I need a massage. But a lot of people don't know what facials are, or why they need them, or how often to have them. So what would you say to someone who, has never had a facial before? Why should they get a facial? What's a facial about? Maybe explain a little bit about that.
There's so many levels of why. Self-care, because I do the guided meditation, also the yoga, and there's so many things that we don't take the time for ourselves and to love ourselves. And getting a facial it can be a very beautiful exchange of energy, so to speak. Just that skin to skin contact, the medical benefits, just looking better and feeling better. I get men in there, and it's like, how many times do they get their face really cleaned, or how much do they get pampered? And a lot of women too. It's so not only is it a feel good, but medically too, it's we kind of educate you in the room about overall wellness, because I learned that as an optician as well. So what we put on our skin, for example, goes into our bloodstream in a very short period of time, under a minute. And so what can we choose to make ourselves look better and feel better and more healthy? So you know that things go transdermally. We use patches and things like that. It's the same with everything that you put on your skin. So I would say if I'm passionate about anything, I'm very passionate about using really clean, really, clinically proven, organic, because we don't want to be putting a lot of chemicals and toxins on our skin, absorbing into our body.
Right. It defeats the whole purpose of what you're trying to do in the facial. So, yeah.
Correct.
What are some best practices in a facial that you do? Like, what are some of your kind of niche things that you kind of do in a treatment room for your clients?
Well, like I said, I mean, one of the things that I feel that they lead with is education about their skin.
And that's hard to find. I've noticed a lot of estheticians, they might know a lot, but they don't feel like they can talk to you about it, or that you want to be bothered. Or I've gone and done like a sneak attack and had a facial somewhere and not told anybody that I'm an esthetician or a director or anything. And you get these girls who their hands feel amazing, but she hasn't talked to me about my skin, my skincare, what's going on, what I should be doing. So I feel like you are really wonderful at that. So much so that the members will come in and ask for you personally to just kind of go through what some products are that they should be using, which I feel like is a really nice compliment to your knowledge. Thank
you. Well, I think it first comes from having a passion. Like I've always had a passion to educate and heal. Again, coming from my father, I believe. But just knowing what to do, because there's, like I talked about Massage Luxe, there's these things called cookie cutter facials where they have one line of product and they use them on everybody. If you have acnetic skin, if you have hyperpigmentation, if you tend to be very dehydrated, you can look in the mirror and maybe even see, well, I look dull, or I look like I have a lot of skin damage, sun damage. We can help you with that. We can help to guide you using products or even using medical devices. We have a beautiful machine called the EpiWave, which my clients have loved, and I've used it for many, many years. And it's my favorite because it does an effective treatment without any damage. It's a gentle, effective treatment. And it's really good for all areas of skin issues, acne, rosacea. One of my proudest moments, and this goes along with the education aspect of it, but one of my proudest moments was I had a woman, and I always tell her she's my poster child, and she had rosacea. And I'm not mentioning any names. She might be out there. She might know who I'm talking about. But she has rosacea. She had rosacea. Pretty bad, and she was on medication from her dermatologist. And having worked in dermatology, I know they use very aggressive treatments to treat like acne, and a lot of times it leaves the skin very inflamed, very flaky and red, and I had talked to her about getting her body alkaline, because rosacea and acne, believe it or not, start in the gut. So let's put healthy things in our body, in our food. And I just told her basic, simple dietary changes she could make. We started doing the EpiWave, and we started using an antioxidant called red tea. And we got that calmed down, and her skin did, I'm telling you, 180 degrees.
Amazing.
The next few times she came to me, it just started looking better and better. And so now I look at her and I'm like, oh my God, your skin's so beautiful.
That's why we do this. I think a lot of people don't realize how life-changing it could be just to be on the right skincare regimen. 80% of the condition of the skin is based on what you're doing at home. Some people aren't doing anything, and some people are just doing the wrong things, and they don't realize that they're exacerbating the situation. And so that's all part of that education that you get when you come in for a facial with you, especially because you're going to talk to them about what's going on with their habits. Because a lot of times you don't realize it. You're washing your face with Dove soap because you've done it for the last 50 years and your face hasn't fallen off, so why not? But it might not be doing you any favors. So that's why having an esthetician in your backyard at the wellness center is wonderful. And I have to say,
product knowledge.
Oh yeah,
the product knowledge is huge.
Big
so
time.
If you go to Ulta and they're gonna say, "Here, take this," it could be something that really is not good for your skin type. So that's where we come in as professionals, is knowing we explain to you your skin type, we explain to you what you would need. So that's just more along the education.
Yeah, and getting under that mag lamp and touching someone's face and getting under this big bright light and that big lamp, there's nothing that can hide from that lamp. But the actual feeling of the skin and how it starts off, how it feels after a cleanse, how it feels after an exfoliation. It's amazing how much more you get from where you get to understand the person's skin just from touching them, and that's not something they could do at Ulta or Sephora or anywhere else. So coming in for a facial is as simple as calling the wellness center. If we don't know exactly specifically what your skin is or what you want or what you need, we can book you for a 60-minute or a 90-minute facial with Cheryl, and then she can take it from there and she can talk to you all about what your specific concerns are and skin issues and things that you want to address. And you're in phenomenal hands. And when it comes to getting a facial with us, we've specifically chosen skincare lines that work encompassing all of the wellness culture that we've tried to put out there for our members. So we use Naturopathica. And Cheryl, maybe you can talk a little bit about the line and why you like the line so much, because it is our main skincare line. And then we just started the launch of Hydropeptide, which they might not know much about that line yet.
Yes. And I'm fortunate enough to have worked with Hydropeptide, which is the newer line. And we'll talk about that. But first of all, we've been using the Naturopathica for over a year now since we opened the Wellness Center. And we had tried so many different lines and tested things out, and it came down to Naturopathica, and I was really happy with that choice because most of all of it is organic and clean, and it smells great, and most of all very effective, because the women, they leave and their skin is glowing and it's soft, and so again, very successful in its performance. And we want things that are performance based and as clean as we can get them and as pure. So I love the fact that the woman had spent time on her grandparents' farm. She was the developer of it, and she just had this beautiful fondness for herbs and plants, and she started just practicing making her own things, and she's a very successful spa and product line owner, Barbara Close, and I bought her book. And I bought her book, and I was just really, I also have a passion for that because I grew up on a farm, and so just using things from our earth and our planet that are really healing, and so I love using the Naturopathica line, but I'm really excited about the Hydropeptide line. It's I know, I love it. It's physician recommended. It just delivers. It's result driven, and it delivers on all areas. I actually, when we met with the representative before we decided to bring the line in, and thank you, Laura, for bringing me in on that.
Yeah, of course.
Because like I said, I had worked with it before, but I didn't realize how amazing some of the products were. I had tried a few and I loved them, but she introduced us to this vitamin C booster.
Oh yeah.
That's 20%, and you can add it to anything. And now what we see in Florida is a lot of sun damage. So vitamin C is critical in your skincare regimen because it will it'll brighten your skin. It firms your skin, it protects your skin, and it reduces inflammation. So just that little vitamin C booster, and you only need a couple drops, is incredible from this line.
Yeah.
And they also have this wonderful, wonderful sunscreen, which everybody does down here, and me included. I've been doing water aerobics since I haven't been working, and I cover up and all the sunscreen and everything, but we can't help it. I mean, you're still going to get some sun. Obviously, I'm like, I'm tanner than I've been. As an esthetician, it's a no-no. But yeah, solar defense. And when I worked with hydropeptide before, this sunscreen, solar defense, literally women would order 5 or 6 bottles for when they left to go up north.
Wow.
And if they ran out of it up north, we were shipping it to them.
I might have to order some more of that.
Yeah, solar defense. Wow. And their eye firmer, amazing. Everything about the line, love, love, love. The smell, you feel like you're being bathed in a flower field. I mean, it's just, the smells are great.
I love it.
And the fact that it is a cosmeceutical line means that we can get a little bit more intense with some of the peels. And Naturopathica, we could only go so far with the peels.
Right.
Now with this line, because it's more plastic surgery, med spas, things like that, we can do a little bit more now. So I'm super excited about that. Yes.
And I think, in all the skincare classes that we've held and we've put on for the members, that was definitely a lot of the feedback that we got, which was, let's get some more advanced modalities. And so this is kind of the segue into creating more of a med spa feel to the wellness center, where we have the all natural and organic option if somebody is really adamant about that. And then we have a cosmeceutical line that's botanical based. It's genetically engineered. I mean, it's specific and it's clean and it's pure. And so we have that for the more advanced modalities that we want to bring on for the members. And so, hopefully once we get back up and running, I mean, we were trying to get the tail end of season, bring hydropeptide in, but I think once we get open, whenever that is, we'll have a really nice push over the summer. And then when everyone starts coming back for fall, hopefully we'll have some of those advanced machines that we can start doing some extra fun stuff. And we'll really get on that bandwagon with more of a medical approach to skincare.
And that being said, it's not one over the other, because hydropeptide, and I've been doing some research, they have a very long list of vegan products.
Yeah.
And they are like working with, correct me if I'm wrong, the epigenetics.
Yeah.
Epigenetics. So they're getting very scientific on what works for your skin. Before, we could only go so far, making you look more youthful and giving you that glow. But now they're having these cosmeceutical products that really have such a great efficacy. They use this line in particular. They use a lot of peptides and antioxidants, and that's designed to stimulate the dermal matrix. The collagen, which is why we wrinkle, that collagen just starts to break down. So this actually has proven to go in and really reformulate that dermal matrix, which is so exciting.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And I can't wait for the ability to create seasonal specials, because I feel like their products really go into the seasonality of blueberry lemonade and the yam and pumpkin and the rhubarb. Yeah. So we're going to get really creative with them and use them a lot. And Naturopathica is such a phenomenal line too. So the fact that we'll have both of them available, I really love. It gives people an option. And especially in our setting where, as members, you guys come back to us over and over and over again. Sometimes there's people who come in every week or every other week to see Cheryl. It'll be nice to be able to switch it up. It gives her more tools in her arsenal, and it gives you a little, different little workout for the face. Because sometimes when you're doing the same thing over and over again, you see results, but you might not see as much as you want to see. So changing it up gives us more options to do more. So I love it. I'm really excited about it. I think that, hopefully we'll be open here in a few weeks and we can roll that out. We're going to have some training. So the rep for the company is actually going to come in and train the staff, but then she's actually going to have a class for members so that the members can enjoy learning about hydropeptide and why it's good for them. So I'm really excited about that. Education.
Yes.
So how about for when our members go up north, and if they need to get a facial, can you give them any advice as far as what to look out for? How do they know if a place is reputable or good, or what product lines to look for? Any advice you might have for them?
Absolutely. I think one of the things, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't, about their professionalism, how long they've been in business. Look around. I mean, we are really a clean, brand new building. Sometimes, you kind of want to look around a little bit just to make sure they're following all the protocols that they should be following. And don't be afraid to ask for recommendations from friends in that area. But we have to follow really strict guidelines to ensure our safety and your safety. There is a lot of contraindications that we do during a consultation, and things that we need to ask you. So if you're allergic to things, and we have to know our products well enough to be able to be feeling safe on using different things on your skin. Yeah. So we try to analyze as much as possible, but we absolutely love to have that information from you as well as our assessment. So in picking a place, I would say you can also go to different websites and check out products, if you plug in a product name on the label, and it will tell you if it's clean or if it, has, maybe liver damage. There is a lot of things out there that are not good for you, and they sell them because the FDA doesn't regulate cosmetics, unfortunately. That's why we carry Jane Iredale. That's why, because it's very clean makeup. That's why we carry what we carry, because we care about our members and we care about your health.
Right. So that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And I think too, before, if they are going to go back home and make an appointment somewhere, call and just ask all the questions. What product line do you use? Do you use gloves during the facial or not, if that's important to you? Or, just getting a feel for the place before you make the appointment. That's completely okay. I think some people just make an appointment that's like a shot in the dark and they're not sure what they're going to get, and they might not be 100% satisfied, but it's okay to ask all those questions before you even make the appointment. So that would be my advice. What about, let me see what else I wrote down here. I'm trying to see what we already went over.
We were going to talk about the regular routines of getting facials.
Oh, right. Okay. So something else that a lot of people have asked me, and I think it's something really good to educate our members on, how often should they get a facial and why?
We recommend once a month. Some people get more often because they just love it so much. And they like to keep up on the fresh skin. So what we recommend is monthly, or however often you feel like you would like to come in. We don't push anything. We don't push products. We educate, but we don't push. And the reason why we say monthly is as we get a little older, myself included, what happens is your skin cell cycle starts to slow down, just like everything else starts to slow down. And we start to get the dead skin layer hanging on a little bit longer because the new cells are being born in the dermis, and They're constantly coming up to the top of the surface of our skin, to the epidermis. And what happens is if we don't exfoliate that dead skin layer effectively, that's what makes us look dull and what makes your skin feel rough. So doing a good effective facial, doing that exfoliation once a month, you're going to have a lot healthier skin, and you will not have an opportunity to build up that dead skin cell layer. Like when we do a dermaplaning, which takes off the white vellus hair and also takes off a layer of the stratum corneum, which is the top layer of skin, most people leave and they just are like, wow. You know, it's a wow factor. And even the EpiWave, it takes 50% of the stratum corneum off very gently and very effectively using oscillation. And that's what they clean your teeth with now. It's just a matter of spinning water molecules. We call it the pressure washing. So once a month, I mean, your skin looks great.
I would say too, unless they had something specific, you know, like if someone was going through a deep peel series or something specific that they wanted to see. Once a month is a great regimen. You know, it's the once a year is, you're not really doing much unless you just want to come treat yourself. But once a month is a really good way to keep that cellular turnover happening. What do you think they should be doing at home now? Everybody's kind of probably getting into some bad habits being home. They're not coming in to see their esthetician and to get treatment. So do you have any recommendations for them during this Safer at Home initiative?
I do. First of all, I want to mention that there is somebody at the spa. So if you do need to, and a lot of women are using our products, so if you do need to replace anything that you're out of, we are available to fill that order, any of the retail things that you need. And unfortunately, this has really been a difficult time for all of us, but one of the things that we have been gifted with is an excessive amount of time on our hands. And how are we spending that? So the luxury of having time has been for me that I can focus on my own skin, and I've been doing a lot at home where I'm doing some exfoliation and pampering. I even took the sweet birch flakes that Naturopathia has to take the aches and pains out of the joints, and doing a little bath. And you know, if you have a mask at home, you can put a mask on and just lay in the tub. We have that gift of time right now. So self-care, we'll go back to self-care and take that time for yourself. And if you don't know what to use on your skin, and we haven't had the opportunity to talk to you or educate you, feel free. I mean, I can leave my my phone number. You can text me, or my email address. I'd be more than happy to do some consultation over the phone or via email.
I know in a couple of these videos we've talked about for product requests, you know, you can email us at the info@vineyardswellnessnaples.com. If you want to send your questions or comments over, I can forward that over to Cheryl, and then this way you can get in touch with each other and you know, go from there. But I think it would be a really nice service to have that available to them, to just say, hey, I've got this and this going on my skin. What do I need? We can place the order, and they can schedule curbside pickup, no problem. So just because you're at home doesn't mean you have to go without. We have products available. We actually have a little, you know, at-home facial kit right now that we're retailing. That's the sweet cherry enzyme, the the aloe replenishing mask, the botanical brightening serum, and a jade roller. And so it's just this cute little kit that they can take home, and it's a mini facial, you know, just basically all the steps that we do in a facial. So definitely the options are there and are available. And what about with all the excessive hand washing and sanitizing? My hands are like raw. I don't think my hands have ever been so dry, and I don't have any lotion at home. I'm like coconut oil, anything, sweat.
Yes. as estheticians, we get used to not having any fingernails because we're always washing our hands. We're constantly, our hands are in product and in water. And so for me, it hasn't been very different. I'm still used to washing my hands a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, anything you can do to keep your skin hydrated afterwards. I use a lot of oils on my skin because I tend to have dehydrated skin anyway. And, replacing internally too, digesting oils, MCT oil, coconut oil. You can put coconut oil in your coffee. Get it inside, it creates more hydrated skin. So
Yeah. Well, good. Well, lastly, I wanted to just ask about, and I did this with a massage therapist and I love their answers. So just something fun for the members. What does doing facials mean to you? What is that? What is this done for you in your life? Because it's a very rewarding career and it's just nice to hear people express that because the members and the clients don't get to hear that very often.
And I just got emotional. For me, it brings me an immense amount of joy. And I say, I don't feel like I'm going to work because you're not working if you're helping people to feel better and to look better. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. I remember my mother telling me, if you want to be a happy person, if you want to be happy in your life, do something that creates joy and for yourself and something that you love. And just the connections that we are able to make in that room, close proximity, just that energetic connection and the amount of love that we put into what we're doing, it comes back and it's just that human connection. And I can't say enough how happy I am that I manifested this career because it really is joyful.
Yeah, it's amazing how rewarding it is and how you get to touch people's lives every day. And not a lot of people can say that about their profession. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Cheryl. I really appreciate you taking the time and I can't wait to get back up and running. Oh my gosh. And before we part ways, if there's anything that you want to say to the members, you're welcome to say, and we'll wrap up for the day.
Yeah. Just for those of you that I haven't seen in a while, I'm wishing you all healing. Just stay healthy and just stay positive. It's a tough time that we're in, and a lot of fear and a lot of stress. And maybe you all can come to the guided meditation class when we get back.
We're all going to need it. We're going to have that class 5 days a week, every day. We're working on a Zoom meditation here soon. Hopefully we can get that worked out because I think a lot. Yeah,
I mean it does work. And if any of you want to ask questions about breath work, is really good for this time too. We can actually stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system with just using our breath. And sometimes when we start to get a little bit panicked and upset, which I have, I just go into utilizing my breath.
Yeah, so that would be very helpful.
Yeah. So let me know, and I miss you all so much.
We do. We miss you guys, and hopefully you're taking care, and we will hopefully see you soon. Yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap up the video here. To all of our members, we'll be in touch.
Thank you, Laura.
Yes, thank you so much for doing this, Cheryl. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Stay safe.
Honey.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.